Hello everybody, welcome back to SNR. Round number 12 takes us to Belgium and the legendary Spa-Francorchamps circuit. My name is Kieran McGinley. I'm on my own this week, but without further ado, let's jump into the driver's standings. So at the top of the table is AJ on 208 points, DarrenSinclair in second on 168, the Gore is in third on 133, Raikkonen in fourth on 109, Chelsea Boy in fifth on 70 points, Geordie Davey is in sixth on 61, Heimkarl 7th also on 61 points. Rockatoni is in 8th on 48 points, Spark Bobster 9th on 46, DK is 10th on 41 points, Shug M is 11th on 37 points, Zippo in 12th on 32, Pranker is in 13th on 24 points, Rocket is in 14th on 12 points, Captain Pants 15th on 6 points, Jensen is in P16 on 2 points, Malachi in 17th on 1 point, White Samba and Orchid David 18th and 19th yet to score points this season. Moving on to the Constructors' Championship then, McLaren lead the way, 278 points. They are at the top. Red Bull are in second on 195, Ferrari in third on 191, Sauber in fourth on 109. Toro Rosso in 5th on 88 points, Renault are in 6th on 87, Force India are 7th on 63 points, Williams are in 8th on 47, Mercedes are 9th on 44 points, and Haas are in 10th on 2 points. Let's talk a little bit about the track then. 20 corners around the legendary Spa-Francorchamps circuit as we head here. One of the longest circuits on the calendar, 7.004 kilometers, 22 laps today. And the lap record 146.5 set by Sebastian Vettel in the 2017 Grand Prix. Two DRS straights, one along the straight, the start-finish straight that is, and the other is on the Kemmel straight between turn 4 and turn 5. La Source at the first hairpin is a great overtaking opportunity there. Dive it down the inside, get the traction absolutely spot on. Then it's not long there till you head to Eau Rouge and Radion, a fantastic set of corners that sets you up onto the Kemmel straight. Turn 5, 6 and 7, expect some drivers to go side by side going through there. If you're on the inside for the corner into turn 5, you most likely have the line in turn 7. You just have to stick it in there and hope for the best. As you head towards turn 8, downhill braking, and be careful there, it is very easy to lock up the tyres. Coming into turn 10 as well, Pouon, it's a fast left-hander that brings you into turn 11, and then coming towards 12, 13 and 14. Not really overtaking opportunities, but a chance to set yourself up heading towards turn 15. Now 15 here, if you run too wide, you're going to hit the wall on the left-hand side there, and that's going to take a tyre off. As we head towards the last part of the lap, turn 18 and 19 here, the last chance to get an overtaking move done. If you try and go down the inside of 18 here, you set yourself up on the outside of 19. It's not a long start-finish straight, but it's not impossible. You can set yourself up for a move going into La Source there for turn 1. But it is a legendary circuit here, and as we move towards our full qualifying session, we've got 3 sessions of qualifying now. Q1 I should say is coming up after this edit. Well, intermediate conditions then for qualifying 1 of today, and by the looks of it we only have 15 drivers today, which means, well, Q1 I don't think we'll have anyone eliminated. Now, of course, we are running a sort of highlight system for qualifying. So, without further ado then, let's go into qualifying and let's see what happens. Now, interestingly here, Malachi has gone out onto a set of ultra soft tyres. Now, of course, it is raining out there, so he's got to be careful as he makes his way around. It's a very, very long lap here, just over 7 kilometres here. Spark Bobster, oh, Spark Bobster's lost the back end, coming out of Radion there. A very scary moment as he just looks to just get out of the way there. And we have Heimkarl. Heimkarl has retired. And what happened to Heimkarl? He's hit the wall and hit it hard, coming out of Radion there. And that would just be dropping the back end there. I think he will be able to compete in Q2, but we'll have to wait and see though. As Heimkarl out of Q1, you'll see AJ here as he looks to warm up those tyres. As he goes onto the grass and into the wall he goes. AJ's out of the session. AJ out of Q1 and was just very aggressive with his tyre warming there, and he's out. Round he goes, around the final corner, heading towards the line, taking that qualifying line to go as straight as possible. And there he goes, he does go top, 145.3. And that puts him at the top of the table. Orchard David heading towards the line, as I believe he went into the menu, but he comes across the line, and with that, Q1 is over. So then, Orchard David looking at, in good form heading into Q2. Raikkonen second, Pranker third, DarrenSinclair fourth, Bravo Wolf fifth, Rocket Queen 6th, Samba 7th, Malachi 8th, Plaster 9th, Spark Bobster 10th, Zippo in 11th, setting his only time on some intermediate tyres. Hinkar, AJ and DK all crushing out of Q1. We'll see if they're allowed to compete in Q2. So then, Q2, and we only have 12 drivers, which means Hinkar, AJ, and there was another driver here who is not allowed to compete in this session. So the championship leader AJ will be starting from, I believe, P14. So that means then, with only 12 drivers in this session, we will have 11th and 12th place dropping out from the session. Those are the danger zones here, and normal 3-stage qualifying rules apply, as we have the currently fitted. As you can see here, a couple of drivers heading out onto the super soft tyres. I think that's 5 drivers looking to try and get out onto some super soft tyres to get into Q2 with them. Oh, sorry, get into Q3 with them. Because of course, the fastest lap you set, that set of tyres will be used to start the race. Of course, it's not short qualifying. It's not just the fastest lap. It's the fastest lap in this session, which allows Q3 to be a real attack the lap here. It's amazing that the aero on these cars just allow you to go flat out through Blanchimont and flat out through Eau Rouge and Radion. It's quite a spectacle, and you don't realise how steep Eau Rouge actually is. Rounding the final corner then, Rockatoni heading towards the line and setting a 145.1. Malachi heading towards the line, setting a 146.9. DarrenSinclair rounding the final few corners. Plaster 146.9 on a set of ultras. DarrenSinclair goes second, 145.2 on super soft tyres. Well, Rocket Queen, that looks like he's left it too late, and he has. Rocket Queen is not going to make it. And he realises that as well. He's ghosted in the pits, and that looks like he's going to retire from the session. He knows he's left it too late, so Rocket Queen is out of qualifying. Zippo retires as well. So that is it. We've got our 2 eliminations, and Malachi here should just abandon the lap, unless he wants to set a lap time so that he starts on better tyres. Of course, he didn't have, well, he set a lot of laps on his first set of Ultrasofts here, and White Samba could be thinking the same here, just to qualify on a better set of tyres here. And I wonder now, is he going to do enough to qualify and start the race on a better set of tyres? Through the last chicane he goes, and now heading towards the line. What's this lap time going to be like? It's not going to be quicker. It's 2 seconds down. That is Q2 over and done with. So, from Q2, we have eliminated Invader Zippo and Rocket Queen, who will be starting 11th and 12th here. Interestingly, look out for Spark Bobster, Orchard David, apparently Felipe Massa, Raikkonen and DarrenSinclair. They'll all be starting the race on some super soft tyres. Watch out for them though, and we're going to head into Q3. So Q3 then, we are down a driver. I believe that's Bravo Wolf. So I'm not quite sure what's happened to Bravo Wolf. He was replaced by Felipe Massa, and he will not be taking part in this. He's joined now, so he will start 10th then, and he's left the session, so he's obviously got connectivity issues. If he does get back, he will be starting from P10 on the grid. That's guaranteed, but that's going to be really frustrating for him. Heading towards that line now, and the lap time set is a 145.3. As we look to see who's next. Raikkonen is heading towards the final chicane now. What lap time can he put down? Out of the last corner he goes then, and sets a 144.9. Roccatoni heading towards the line. And 1:43.9 from Roccatoni. Great lap time from him then. DarrenSinclair heading into the final chicane now. Out he goes. A little bit of wheel spin on the exit there. And DarrenSinclair 1:43.5. Malachi around the final corner. What sort of time can he set down? It is a 1:48.2. Now it's White Samba, who is in Q3. Heading towards that chicane. And what's this lap time going to be like then? Will he get another chance? Will he go another time? He won't have enough time to make it back to the pits. And Orchard David, 1:44.3, and it puts him up into P3. And look at that. Looks like he's still going to go. He's going to go one more time. And Roccatoni's retired from the session there. I think he had more time than he realised there. Well, anyways, White Samba heading towards the line now. And goes P7, 1:46.1. And what's this lap time from White Samba going to be like then? Rounding that final corner. Ooh, massive amount of oversteer. But he's heading towards the line and goes P6. There's a 1:45.4 from the White Samba towards the line then. 4/10 down through Sector 2. Has he gained anything back in Sector 3? Is to attack the curbs there on turn 19. Really aggressive now as Franco heads towards the line. He can't improve and stays P5. Meanwhile then, Malachi rounding the final corner then. Heading towards the line. Can he improve? No, he can't. So then, DarrenSinclair takes pole position for the Belgian Grand Prix. So, Roccatoni will start the great day in second. Orchard David third. Raikkonen fourth. Pranker fifth. White Samba sixth. Spark Bobster seventh. Plaster in eighth. Malachi in ninth. And should set us up for an interesting race. Speaking of which, it's coming up after this edit. Michael Schumacher won 6 times here in the Belgian Grand Prix. One more than the legendary Ayrton Senna, who had 5 wins. The most successful constructors here are Ferrari. They had 16 wins over the course of their career. We first came to Spa-Francorchamps back in 1950. We went away in 1956. And, well, we've been on and off, but it's been a permanent home of the Belgian Grand Prix since 1985. Of course, 2003 and 2006 weren't held here. I'm not sure for 2003, but 2006 was definite money problems. None of that matters, though, because we've got the Belgian Grand Prix coming up. Well, it's dry here for the Belgian Grand Prix. 5 red lights. Round 12 is underway, and what are the starts like? Looks like DarrenSinclair's got a decent start then. Have a look going into turn 1 there. We've got the Renault going down the inside there. It's made contact with DarrenSinclair. I don't believe it. That looks like Spark Bobster, was it? Or was it? Yes, it was Spark Bobster. Tried to make the lunge down into turn 1, and, well, the game's given him a 5-second stop go. DarrenSinclair down to P14 then, and now Heemkarl's out. Heemkarl has made contact. Now, who was that with, I wonder? Coming through there. Well, mayhem and chaos on this first lap then. And Spark Bobster, well, I mean, he made that move from a long way back. Well, that means Roccatoni has put himself up into the lead with White Samba second, Orchard David third. Biggest winner in that, well, let's have a look then. It is Bravo Wolf by the looks of it, up 6 positions, up into P9. As we've got, let's Invader, or who is that? Malachi. Malachi lost it coming out of the turn there. And rejoins the track then. The biggest loser so far then is DarrenSinclair, who's down 10 places. But look how quickly he's caught up to the back of this pack now. That is a Sauber running without a front wing, is that? That's Raikkonen running without a front wing. Oh, he's made contact there with the Renault of I believe that's DK. And look how much Raikkonen's struggling out there now. As he just looks to try and keep it on the track then. Well, what a start this has been. DarrenSinclair trying to go around the outside of Raikkonen there. As we see now, this race just got interesting. If it wasn't already, of course. We've got AJ here, who obviously qualified, or should I say, crashed out of qualifying in the first session. and that ruled him out of competing for the rest of the session. And here's Bravo Wolf on Rocket here, and Rocket on some soft tyres, Bravo Wolf on super softs, and coming down towards the first turn now. Side by side they go, and Bravo Wolf trying to go around the outside of Rocket Queen here, still there, and he's on the super soft tyres. He will have better traction, and look at that then. Coming down here, yellow flags in sector 3, but they're going to run side by side. Surely not, coming into Eau Rouge and Radion. No, Bravo Wolf backs out of it, but look at AJ right on the back here. He has to take evasive action. That's going to allow DK and DarrenSinclair to have a look. Coming down the Kemmel Straight. So much action happening here so far, and AJ's lost out massively here. We've got DarrenSinclair, who's got to try and make the move here as we head through 7, 8 and 9. And they're just about keeping it clean here. DarrenSinclair trying to go around the outside of Bravo Wolf, and DK picks up some dust there as we head towards turn 10 now. And Bravo Wolf locking up there going in towards turn 10. And this is epic stuff here. DarrenSinclair and AJ. Well, I would say a level playing field right now, but DarrenSinclair's on the super soft tyres and AJ is on the soft tyres. So it's been a disastrous start for DarrenSinclair. But he's making up the ground here and needs to try and get past Bravo Wolf and DK, as well as Rocket Queen up ahead there. AJ running a little bit deep there. As look at that. I think AJ has front wing damage. He does have front wing damage. Well, that is a disaster. He wanted to go so long into this stint. You can see there the left-hand side of that front wing. Yeah, there's an end plate missing. So a disaster for AJ there. Does he pit in? I think he does, because he's losing way too much time there. Meanwhile then, Bravo Wolf and DarrenSinclair fighting it out with DK ahead of them, and DarrenSinclair just has to take it easy. He has to pick his moment here. Pranker is into the pits here. Now, I did say that in Q2 he did a lot of laps on his tyres here. This looks like it's going to be a strategic tyre stop, is it? Have they got a front wing ready? Yes, they have. So on go a set of super soft tyres. There's AJ into the pits as well to change his front wing. Now, what tyres does he go on to? He will go on to a set of super softs, I believe. On goes a new front wing. And he will rejoin then on the same strategy pretty much as DarrenSinclair. Meanwhile then, Orchard David getting past Rockatoni, heading into turn 7 there. And Orchard David promotes himself up into P2 on some super soft tyres. Let's have a look here. This is DK trying to get a little bit of pressure put onto Rocket here as we head towards turn 11. And you can see there DarrenSinclair still at the back of that battle there. Not ideal, that's not where he wants to be. And this has shaken up the grid here right now as Rocket runs very wide there. Bravo, look at this now. Will he have a go coming into turn 13? He looks down the inside. Has he got that move stuck? It's going to be the outside of turn 14, but look how much more grip Bravo Wolf had there compared to DK, and Bravo Wolf has got past. And now he's going to try and look for Rocket Queen here. And running a little bit wide, coming out of 16 there, but look at this now. As look at DarrenSinclair looking at DK behind as well. He's definitely going to look towards the chicane here, as we'll have to try and jump between the two of them, as we've got Bravo Wolf locking up. DarrenSinclair trying to go around the outside of 19, gives him the inside line for 20, and has he got the move done? Yes, he has. Up but in front of them though, it's Rocket and Bravo Wolf, and Bravo Wolf has got the move done with DRS, and makes that move stick then up into P6, P5 I should say, for Bravo Wolf then. This is going to leave them 3 wide. DarrenSinclair surely not down the inside. No, he tucks back in, and coming through Eau Rouge, then through Radion. And that's going to leave him the Kemmel Straight then to get some DRS and use it as he now heads towards turn 7. Look at this then. You can see there, Bravo Wolf. Oh, they've made contact! Rocket Queen and Bravo Wolf made contact there. And, well, Bravo Wolf lost all that position, and the big winner in that one is DarrenSinclair, who puts himself up into P5. And Bravo Wolf will be highly annoyed there, but he's just got to keep his head down now and focus on the race there. Rocket Queen, bit of an ambitious move, but well, has he damaged that front wing on the left-hand side there? Only time will tell. Well, this is amazing, really. White Samba and Plaster are currently fighting for the last podium position on lap 4. White Samba, who hasn't scored a point all season, is finding himself third place at the moment. Still a long way to go, of course. We're riding on board with Bravo Wolf as he's looking to try and chase down DK. He's done it once before, and you can see there how quickly DarrenSinclair has just run away from those two there. And look at this now, Bravo Wolf on the back of DK, and will he try and look up the inside into turn 19, maybe around the outside? Who can't quite see, but White Samba is into the pits then, as DarrenSinclair sets the fastest lap of the race. Here goes White Samba then into the pits, as we look at Bravo Wolf and DK. DK still ahead then. White Samba into the pits, puts on a set of super soft tyres, and away he goes. Meanwhile then, Bravo Wolf still trying to chase down Rocket Queen then, as we head towards we head through Radion now onto the Kemmel Straight. DRS wide open for Bravo Wolf as he looks to try and chase down DK ahead of him, with Rocket still lurking behind, dropping back though, heading into 7, 8 and 9 of Lacombe. And you can see here Bravo Wolf looking to just go for the more grip option. You can see here that wider line is giving him a better apex through that section, and he's managed to close that gap up to DK even more now. Heading into turn 11, and at the moment this is our closest battle out on track there, as Rocket runs a little bit wide coming through turn 11 there. Bravo Wolf here will be highly annoyed right now, but he's just got to keep his head down here and try and make that move on DK once again. So, leader of the race is Rockatoni on lap 5. Orchard David is in 2nd. Plaster is 3rd. DarrenSinclair is in 4th place. DK 5th. Bravo Wolf 6th. Rocket Queen 7th. White Samba, who stopped, is in 8th. Pranker is 9th. AJ 10th. Raikkonen 11th. Vader Zippo 12th. Spark Bobster 13th. And Malachi is in 14th place. Bravo Wolf on DK then, as we see Plaster come into the pits from those ultra soft tyres then, and Bravo Wolf here needs to get past. This looks like a great opportunity going into turn 1 then. He's closer than he has been for a long time here. Maybe he's going to set himself up down the hill towards Eau Rouge and Radion. And well, with Hinkle leaving the session, the slipstream glitch might be in effect, in which there is none. So it's going to be even harder to overtake here. But let's have a look then. Bravo Wolf with the DRS open then. And you can see here how much that no slipstream is affecting Bravo Wolf now. But he's still behind him for now then. Well, Plaster here has rejoined on a set of soft tyres. So it looks like Plaster here looks like he's going to try and go to the end of the race on those set of tyres. And we'll see how that goes for him. So then, as I struggle to find the cursor there in the bright blue sky, Rockatoni leads the way as Bravo Wolf looking for that move. And Spark Bobster is out. And that is a huge crash then, as well, that looked a little too late to lose it on the exit of Radion there. But well, Spark Bobster then is out of the Belgian Grand Prix. Bravo Wolf looking for some options here, picks up the grass. We've got Rockatoni into the pits, and we'll see what tyres he puts on. That means Orchard David is going to take the lead of the race here. Bravo Wolf still looking for a way past, still looking for an option. And on the exit of turn 20, he wants to have that move done. And it must be so frustrating here for Bravo Wolf. He knows he's done it before. He has to do it all over again. That's Orchard David. Orchard David from the lead of the race is out. Oh, Orchard David. Oh, that must have been a little bit of curb on the exit of Radion there, and Orchard David is out of the Belgian Grand Prix from the lead of the race. Well, Bravo Wolf here. Now onto the back of DK. There were yellow flags through there, but the DRS was still active. And, well, who would have guessed it then? DarrenSinclair, who was at the back of the field at one point, is back in the lead of it. Normal service resumes, I guess. Here we are with Bravo Wolf and DK here. They've got to be careful for Rockatoni, who's out of the pits then on a fresh set of super soft tyres, which sort of confirms a 2-stop here for him. And, well, Rockatoni here, closing up to the both of them. And, well, looks like a good battle brewing here for second place. DK is managing to keep those soft tyres very well indeed. And finds himself in second place at the moment, still under pressure from Bravo Wolf. But with Rockatoni closing in on the both of them, it may not be long before this comes a three-way battle. Bravo Wolf will be wanting to change that as soon as possible here. And looks down the inside there, does Bravo Wolf, but no dice. He can't quite find the way past. And we'll have to wait and see how long those super soft tyres will last here. And coming down into turn one there, you can see Rockatoni has the DRS on Bravo Wolf here. So then, this is going to be interesting then for Bravo Wolf. He's got to try and hold off Rockatoni, but not cost himself too much time, as well as try and get past DK. They talk about mission impossible, but look how much more grip Rockatoni has coming through Eau Rouge and Radion here. Look at this now, with the DRS, Bravo Wolf has to defend, and Rockatoni's going to try and go around the outside, coming towards turn 7 then. Horrible camera angle from the game here. Either way, but Bravo Wolf has held on to that position then, and Bravo Wolf is having to work both ways then. He's having to attack the car ahead, but defend from the car behind, and that's probably one of the worst battles you could have, as you've just got to be aware of your surroundings all the time. Bravo Wolf here. Pouon's not a place to overtake, surely. No, it's not. As two drivers following DK realise that as well. Yeah, heading into turn 13, then through 14 here, you can see Bravo Wolf and how close he is. He sees an opportunity, but you can see in that right hand there, and now switching to the left, that Rockatoni is right on his tail here as he runs wide. And, well, this is going to be an opportunity for Rockatoni then, heading towards the chicane at the end of this straight. That's not a straight. They're going to run side by side, going through Blanchimont there. And Rockatoni trying to hold it around the outside, going through Blanchimont there. Has he got it? Oh, they make contact. They do make contact. Hair-raising moment for the both of them then. And does Rockatoni try and go for the inside of DK? Yes, he does. Has he got that move stuck then? I don't believe that. He's come out of nowhere going into turn 19, and Rockatoni has made it past the both of them. And that's helped Bravo Wolf a treat, because he's now up into third place then. Well then, Rockatoni took a huge risk there. You can see how much he locked up there. And, well, fair credit to DK there. He saw Rockatoni try and make the move from a long way back. We'll have a look at Plaster and Pranker here. Plaster battling Pranker for 7th place. Behind them, it's AJ. And Plaster looking to try and run to the end of the race. Pranker trying to defend that inside line. And with the DRS there, Plaster just can't seem to catch him there. Got to watch out for AJ behind him as well. AJ on a set of super soft tyres. He will probably run super softs to the end of the race now, having to stop early on with front wing damage. And we'll see here. Look how close AJ is to Plaster now, as AJ looks up the inside of Blanchimont but doesn't go for it. But as Plaster running wide, AJ down the inside he goes. And they're side by side now heading into turn 13, but Plaster backs out of it. AJ runs wide. And that invites Plaster to have a little bit of a go here. Coming into turn 15, does it? No, he doesn't. He backs out of the move, concedes to AJ. And AJ here moves up into 8th place. Race leader then, DarrenSinclair, is into the pits, and what I can assume then will be a set of soft tyres It'll get him to the end of the race, and indeed they are. Soft tyres going on for DarrenSinclair. Away he goes from the pit lane apparently, or from his garage apparently. But there we go. So where will he rejoin then? Tony will rejoin quite a way ahead. DarrenSinclair on the exit of the pit lane now, and he rejoins in front of Rocket Queen there, coming towards Eau Rouge and Radion. So how far away from Tony is he? Well, he's around about, I would say around about 6 seconds behind Tony. So Tony there has to build that gap to DarrenSinclair in order to make his two-stop strategy work then. This race is getting tasty now. So Tony basically has to push now in order to make his two-stop work. He will have fresher tyres for the end of the race. So we'll have to wait and see how that develops. AJ here. It hasn't been the greatest Belgian Grand Prix for him, but he's battling Pranker here for 7th place. Coming towards Pouon here. And how will AJ handle this then? A little bit of a loss of back end there, but kept the car all in check, as both cars are actually closing in on the White Samba ahead of them. The White Samba here is really hoping for a good points haul today, as we head through turn 16, very close to that wall there, but it shouldn't matter too much. We now head towards the chicane here of 19 and 20. Lap 11 of this Grand Prix, almost at the halfway mark, and you can see there, as I pressed the wrong button, as Pranker there had to defend from AJ, but AJ pitting in now, and is this going to be a set of soft tyres to the end of the race, or is this super softs now for AJ? What's the strategy? What's the thinking from the McLaren boys? He pits in, looks like there's soft tyres ready, and they are indeed soft tyres going on. Away he goes. Quick stop from the McLaren lads. So AJ then rejoining on a set of soft tyres, which will definitely get him to the end of the race now. Pranker on White Samba here, battling away. This is for P6, as we see there, that is Rocket up ahead of them, and Pranker down the inside. Oh, he's tapped the side pod of White Samba there, held the car brilliantly though, but well, he's lost that time, and we'll have to check if that front wing is damaged at all. Meanwhile, ahead of them, DK and DarrenSinclair battling it out now. This is crucial for DarrenSinclair then to get past DK, and heading towards turn 13 now. You can see that he is closing in on Tony, and well, Bravo Wolf here will be a bit nervous here as DarrenSinclair approaches. But of course, he's got to try and find the way past DK first. Can he find that way past then? Heading towards 19 and 20. Will he have a look up the inside or around the outside? He wanted to go for the outside. DK though held that line, and DarrenSinclair will be hoping for a wider entry and a better apex heading towards turn 1. He will have the DRS then. Heading towards La Source hairpin. Will he try down the inside? Yes, he will! Down the inside does DarrenSinclair go. It will run wide, but DK here, will he run side by side with DarrenSinclair? No, he can't. DarrenSinclair with fresher tyres gets past DK and moves himself up into 3rd place. His next target now is Bravo Wolf. Pranker here is closing in on the White Samba, and Plaster's not very far behind him either. As we've got, oh, White Samba lost the back end there, and Pranker has got his way past. Well, that is probably one of the easier moves that Pranker will make in his league racing career, but it was a crucial one, and it's put him up into P6. Now White Samba finds himself under pressure from Plaster here as he runs wide again. He's really under pressure here now, launching it into turn 10, and Plaster right behind him then, putting him under that pressure. Meanwhile, DarrenSinclair is closing a rate of knots on Bravo Wolf here. And he runs slightly wide, does DarrenSinclair, pushing as hard as he can as Bravo Wolf runs wide, coming through 15. And we'll have to see here what the battle will be like between these two then as we head through Blanchimont. And DarrenSinclair here could have a go coming into 19 and 20. And it looks a little too far back for my liking. And he could set himself up here for 19 and 20. Bravo Wolf locks up then and comes into the pits, while DarrenSinclair then was lucky he wasn't going side by side with him then, because he would have had a real problem there. But Bravo Wolf is in, and what tyres will he decide to put on? Meanwhile though, Pranker has found a way past Rocket Queen. Oh, that's because Rocket Queen is in the pits. That would explain a lot then. So then, Rocket Queen onto super soft tyres, as Bravo Wolf is on the soft tyres, trying to get him to the end of the race. Plaster here then on soft tyres, trying to make the one stop work. We've got yellow flags in sector 2 here, and who was that? That's Malachi. That is on the exit of turn 10 there, and maybe just lost the back end there. Recovered the car though, and away he goes again. That's Pranker coming through there. White Samba, then Plaster, all heading through your picture now. White Samba runs wide again. This is Plaster's chance to go down the inside, heading into turn 10. They make contact, and that looks like Plaster's got the move done into turn 10. Yes, he has. Plaster up into P5 now. Well then, Rockatoni leads the way. 6.5 is the gap at the moment. Now down to 6.3. From DarrenSinclair. DK is third, but yet to stop in this race. Pranker is fourth, Plaster fifth, with White Samba in sixth place, Raikkonen seventh, Bravo Wolf eighth, AJ is in ninth, Rocket is in 10th, Zippo 11th, and Malachi is running in 12th place. Well, let's have a look at Plaster then. He was 1.8 behind Pranker. And just want to see if he's closing the gap at all. A little bit of a quiet period now where those strategies just start to take effect. And after 14 laps on those tyres, DK is into the pits. From what I could assume then will be a super soft stint to the end of the race then. So in he comes. And what tyres are ready? Looks like the super softs are ready. We've also got White Samba and Pranker into the pits as well. Away goes DK. And the Samba crew are ready with some super soft tyres. And on they go. We've also got Pranker coming out of the pits as well. He had a two-stop as well, leaving on some super softs, as does the White Samba. So this is where strategy starts to form here. DarrenSinclair is closing on Rockatoni on harder tyres. Yellow flags in sectors 1 and 2, and that's Malachi. Malachi hit the wall hard there, and that's on the exit of turn 11. Just looked like he dropped the back end there, hit the wall hard. That's suspension damage, and that is Malachi out of the race. While Rocket Queen is 9/10 behind DK. And DK, who's just exited on a fresh set of super soft tyres, is under threat now from Rocket. So then, Plaster, so far this one stop is working, but we still have 9 laps to go, 8 and a bit laps to go if you're really nitpicky. And well, it looks like he's got that pace there. He is 15.3 behind DarrenSinclair, but the race leader Rockatoni is into the pits then. So, trying to make this two-stop work then. DarrenSinclair sets the fastest lap of the race, 1:47.6. And in comes Rockatoni then. On go a set of super soft tyres, and away he goes. Now heading towards the pit lane here. There's Plaster. There is Rockatoni, you can see on your screen there. And Rockatoni will rejoin in second place with a comfortable margin over Plaster here. Bravo Wolf is closing in on Plaster, looks like, with Raikkonen, who has come into the pits. He's had a tough day, Raikkonen, but into the pits he comes. On go a set of super soft tyres, and away he goes again. Let's have a look at Pranker here then, who was under threat from Rocket, and Rocket's found the way through. Pranker will be looking for a way past once again. Open the DRS, down the Kemmel Straight, heading towards turns 7, 8 and 9, as we've got a little bit of action behind as well, as looks like Raikkonen getting past White Samba there. Was that? Well, White Samba did a bit of lawn mowing across the Kemmel Straight anyway, that's for sure. Well, this is the battle between Rocket and Pranker. Excuse the voice break, as Pranker here looks to try and find a way past. He is on fresher tyres, I believe. And look at that, Rocket not getting pulled on right at all. Here comes Pranker then. Oh, makes contact with the rear of Rocket. Has he got damage? Heading into turn 13 here. Runs a little wide. And if there's going to be any damage, it might be on the front wing on the right-hand side. He might have damage there, but still he's attacking. So it looks like he's okay for damage. If he has got damage, it's very minor. As we head through turn 16, coming towards turn 17 and 18. And we'll see now if Pranker can try and pull off this move here, coming into 19 and 20. Will he try and move down the inside then? He thinks about it. Rocket covers the inside line here. That's going to compromise his exit on turn 20. Look at Pranker here, right on the gearbox of Rocket Queen. Pranker here goes to the outside, heading towards turn 1. Can he get the move done here? Here they come now, into the brake zone of turn 1. Pranker locks up magnificently. They make contact here. Rocket Queen and Pranker do make contact, but Pranker gets the move done and moves up now into 7th place. You can see there, he hasn't got the exit of Radion absolutely spot on there. That could be a chance for Rocket then to have another go. Look at this then, Pranker going defensive. He has to defend the inside line. Rocket goes even more to the inside. They make contact again. As, look at this now. It's going to be close between them now. But Rocket looks like he's got the move done. And he has. Rocket moves back up into P7. And look at that, defending into turn 10 here. And this battle is destined to go on now for some time. Lap 16. Still quite a way to go around this 7-kilometre circuit. And we have here good battle on our hands here. Oh, Pranker's off! Has he held the car? Yes, he has! Fantastic car control in the end. It looks like he just lost it. Coming into pull on through the car in too hard. Lost the back end. The rear said, I'm not having that. But he kept it under control then. And now could be under threat from Raikkonen. So, DarrenSinclair leads the way here at the Belgian Grand Prix. Rocketoni is in 2nd place, 12.1 behind. Plaster is running around in 3rd, Bravo Wolf in 4th, AJ is in 5th place, DK 6th, Rocket Queen in 7th, Pranker is in 8th, Raikkonen 9th, White Samba 10th, and Invader Zippo is in 11th place. Let's have a look at AJ then, as he looks to try and close the gap on Bravo Wolf here. Now AJ, that looks like a car up ahead. That is Bravo Wolf, 1.3 the gap between them, and it's coming down. Meanwhile then, Raikkonen, who's just set the fastest lap of the race, is closing in on Plaster. Sorry, Pranker. And look how much he's closing in on him now. Look at this. Pranker already having to go defensive. He knows he's under threat already here. But Raikkonen coming into Les Combes here doesn't try the move just yet. It looks like he's just trying to set himself up for one. Meanwhile, further up ahead, we've got AJ here closing the gap on Bravo Wolf. As we look to see if AJ can... he's had a tough day. Crashed out in the first session of qualifying. I know he'll be thrilled to hear that again in this race, but 5th place wouldn't be too bad of a job for him if he can just hold on. Meanwhile then, Pranker on the tail of Rocket. Once again, these two are going to keep battling, and Raikkonen in the distance there is just lurking and looking to try and get a move done if it's needed. Rocketoni sets the fastest lap of the race then, as I believe we have 6 laps to go. We have 5 laps to go, actually. 5 laps of this race to go then. And, oh, they make contact again. Pranker and Invader Zippo make contact. Are they going to go 3 wide coming into La Source now? Raikkonen right onto the inside there. Took advantage of that line here. Raikkonen looks like he's got the move done, has he? Yes, he has. And he moves up. That is incredible. Now, Rocket and Pranker are going to be side by side heading into Eau Rouge and then through Radion. Oh, they make contact and that is Pranker off. Oh, he's kept it out of the wall, but he's lost it again. Oh, and keeps it out of the wall once again. Oh, scary moment there. They just made contact there. And that is why you don't go too wide coming into Eau Rouge there. Pranker very, very lucky to keep that out of the wall. Well, meanwhile there, Bravo Wolf had a little bit of a moment there, but he's catching Plaster with 5 laps to go in this race. And speaking of which, AJ's just coming out of nowhere. Round the outside, he's come off track, and Bravo Wolf still trying to battle AJ here. Coming into turn 13, AJ looks like he's got the move done, and it looks like he has. But Bravo Wolf still on the outside, coming into turn 15 as Plaster runs over the camera. AJ then holds on to that position then and gets ahead of Bravo Wolf then. Next up then is Plaster. 4 laps to go in this one, and Rockatoni, try as he might, is 10.5 down on DarrenSinclair. And that is going to be a difficult gap to narrow down, even at a track like this. But the 2 drivers here, of AJ and Bravo, are closing in on Plaster. Plaster here will be hoping he can desperately hold on to the podium here for as long as he can. But AJ here running maybe a little bit too deep into turn 1. Finds himself a little bit under threat from Bravo Wolf here, who will have DRS on him. And we head into Eau Rouge and up through Radion once again. And AJ here will have DRS on Plaster, but he's got to watch out for Bravo Wolf behind him. And AJ trying to go up the inside into turn 7, side by side they go, and Bravo Wolf is going to try and follow AJ into turn 7, but he doesn't. AJ gets the move done then. Plaster trying to hold on now to 4th place. Bravo Wolf taking a wider line and into turn 9. He's got a much better line going into turn 10 there. Locks up and Bravo Wolf makes it past Plaster then. Plaster has lost 2 positions in the space of a sector. And finds himself now down into P5. Well, Bravo Wolf here is... I don't think he's done with AJ here as he looks to try and stay on his tail. AJ up into the podium places. That means, with 4 laps to go, that's going to mean the world to him. Well, DarrenSinclair here around the final corner, and he will start lap 20 of this race. 3 laps to go here at Belgium. And we are far from done in terms of battling. I'll tell you why, because we've got AJ and Bravo here. 4 tenths the gap between them both, and AJ will be just looking to try and run away, and they head towards turn 1. Bravo Wolf locking up slightly there coming into turn 1, and a little bit of a back end loss there, but we've got to watch out for DK there, who's closing in on Plaster behind them. But Bravo will have DRS on AJ coming down the Kemmel Straight. And we'll have to wait and see if Bravo can actually close the gap coming down the straight here. And doesn't look like it. Meanwhile, behind them then, this is Plaster and DK. Battle now for 5th place. And Plaster here looks like he's just going to try and hold on for as long as he can. From DK, who is on softer tyres. Bravo Wolf and AJ here still one behind each other there. 5 tenths the gap now. Looks like AJ is just pulling away slightly there. And White Samba picking up a penalty there. Haven't looking at the race control throughout the race. I do apologise for that. There's just been quite a bit of action to watch out there instead. So I might have missed a couple of things, a couple of penalties that have been dished out, but we'll have to wait and see when they all cross the line in just a couple of minutes' time. Well, DarrenSinclair there starts the penultimate lap of the race then. 2 laps to go here in Belgium. Bravo Wolf closing in on AJ. Meanwhile, DK is really closing in on Plaster here. Running on board with DK here. You can see Plaster not got the grip through turn 18 here. Through 19 and 20. Oh, that's DK. Going to go round to the outside of Plaster there. The gap was always closing though. Very tight between them. And they keep it out of each other for now. Raikkonen, I believe that is behind them, and he's closing in with rapid pace. DK still trying to go around the outside to try and give himself a better exit out of turn 1. And look how much better the exit is coming out of turn 1. They are side by side now, coming towards Eau Rouge and then up through Radion. DK looks like he has the line, and he does. DK takes P5 away from Plaster here as they head down the Kemmel Straight. Well, next to try and take Plaster's position away is Raikkonen here. He hasn't got long, but these will be the longest 2 laps I think he's ever felt, trying to hold on to what he has now. But he is under serious threat from Raikkonen, who is on the super soft tyre. And he's done really well here, Plaster, on this one-stop strategy. And here comes Raikkonen once again. And as you can see here, he is on fresher tyres. You can see the pace he has. You can see how much quicker he is. Bravo Wolf, meanwhile, is still on the tail of AJ here. This podium is still going to be decided. Raikkonen here on the back of Plaster. And DarrenSinclair, setting the fastest lap of the race, also starts the final lap of the Belgian Grand Prix. Bravo Wolf here on the back of AJ here. Can he try and find a move? He hasn't got long to go. He's got around about 7 kilometres to try and find a way past. Meanwhile, Raikkonen's trying to find a way past Plaster, but he's on the grass there. And now, will Raikkonen have a move? No, he won't. And Plaster here has to stay behind once again. Well, we're on to the final lap now, and we've got a load of battles to choose from. DarrenSinclair here, heading through turn 9 for the final time. Loses that back end very slightly, and have we got a move there? Raikkonen on Plaster. Looks like we have. Raikkonen down the inside, going into the source, and he's got P6 away from Plaster there. So then, we've also got Bravo Wolf on AJ, and further down the field we've got Pranker and White Samba. That's for P9, and AJ gets himself a 3-second time penalty. Well, DarrenSinclair here, heading through 13 and through 14 now. AJ having to hold off Bravo Wolf as well here. And while this is going to be a huge battle for third there, we're not sure if if Bravo Wolf has a 3-second time penalty as well. That'll all be decided on the line. Meanwhile, Plaster falling away from Raikkonen. Pranker here, right on the tail of White Samba as well. And White Samba picks himself up a penalty there. And Pranker here, will he see the move coming into turn 10 there? Well, DarrenSinclair has had an interesting race. He was at the back of the field at one point in this race, but he's going to come towards the line here, and he's going to win here in Belgium. Roccatoni then, coming through the last chicanes now, and he'll race towards the line there to pick up 2nd place here in Belgium. Well, one battle to be decided. It's the battle between AJ and Roccatoni for the last podium place. And AJ gets a compromised line into 19. But has he got the grip? Has he got the time penalties to be added on? Yes, he has. He had 6 seconds worth of time penalties added on. So Bravo Wolf takes the final step on that podium. Raikkonen will finish in 5th place through penalties to DK there. Plaster finishes in 7th place. Rocket Queen is going to come across the line to finish in 8th. White Samba and Pranker still trying to battle here as Pranker tries to go down the inside, now around the outside on turn 20. Has he got that move done then? He has. Traction out of the corner then, and Pranker takes P9 away from White Samba on the final straight. And Invader Zipper there, oh, he lost the back end, takes out that DRS sign for good measure. And I think he's going to try and reverse his way across the line again. Well, that has been the Belgian Grand Prix. Your winner today then, and the winner of the Belgian Grand Prix, is DarrenSinclair. Well then, there's your podium. And DarrenSinclair takes the race win and puts himself right back into that championship hunt once again. So then, DarrenSinclair takes the race win. Rockatoni finishes in second. Bravo Wolf third. AJ fourth. Raikkonen fifth. DK sixth. Blaster seventh. Rocket Queen in eighth. Pranker ninth. White Samba 10th. Zippo in 11th place. And a load of real drivers there. Spark Bobster 14th there. Well, talk about drama for the first part of that race. And it came up to strategy at the end there. It's been a great round here, and DarrenSinclair picks up 13 points and reduces that gap by 13 points in fact. Well, that has been the Belgian Grand Prix, and from one historic track, that was some awesome racing in the end. Drama right to the last. So from one historic track to the next. Round 13 is at Monza, and I really do hope you can join us for that one, for the fantastic straights of the Italian Grand Prix. But until Monza, I've been Kieran McGinley, you've been watching. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time.